CSS battle time. Let's make a dead battery. Alright, so we should only need one background. Right? Question is that half circle on the top. Do I want to make it with a radial gradient? Or its own element? Again, this is another one where the border radius we put on that bigger square can be the same as the smaller element, but the smaller element will show up as a circle because it's more than half of its like width. You know, it should work. Now, do I want to use a combination? Because we kind of have three lines here. You see that this dark line could be an outline or a border. This could be a border. I mean, these could all be box shadows too, but then there's this inner line, right, with this red. So the question is, how do I want that red to show up? A linear gradient seems like a lot for just that one background. I could do a border that's the same color, and then a couple of box shadows. You know, to get those, the gray line and then the outer line. I could do an inset box shadow, and then oh, actually, I could do. No, I don't like that. We could do 3 box shadows, but 2 of them could be. Yeah, it could just be 3 box shadows. Another inset box shadow could be the red coming up from the bottom. It's just a whole lot of box shadow. But is that the best way to do it? It's better than writing a whole border, an outline, and all that. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to go real heavy on the box shadow. I think this can be a linear radial gradient on the HTML element. And we'll be able to keep that same background and do font or something to remove the circle or hide it, you know, with the positioning. Alright, let's go star, because we want the background to cascade. Radial. Sorry, I'm double. Yeah, because if I use border radius, I have to write 2 backgrounds. In this, I can write 1 background. Yeah. We're gonna do, I think it can just actually be BBB. We don't have to do all 6 there. We can shorthand it. Let's go like 20 pixels to start, and then we're gonna do this color. Okay. Probably bigger than that. Yeah, it looks a little bit bigger. Let's go 25, and then should we do a position up here or do the at? Let's position it 20 pixels. That's left and right. So 0, 20 pixels. Negative 20. Okay, good. There we go. So, okay. What if, okay. I want to use font, I think, for this. It's close, 6. Ooh. Is that close enough? Let's leave it. Let's leave it there for the moment. Let's get our body going. I am going to put a background on this so I can size it easier. Margin is going to be 50, 70. There we go. Yep, that's good. 120, 50. That's good. Border radius, and it seems like 1 inch or 2 inch seems to work on that's not enough. That's too much. 30 pixels more. Okay, 20 pixels. Never mind. The 1 inch, 2 inch thing, I guess, doesn't work here. I want it right there, right? And then, actually, I need to bring it in more. I need to do like 160. Yeah, and then 80. And now this is too much. Okay. So let's see. Let's do an inset. And we're going to do, it's going to be coming up from the bottom. So we're going to do 0, negative 15 pixels. Oh, not negative. I want actual positive because... Oh, I do want negative. There we go. Oh, that's why it looked weird, because it's black, but it has the border radius on it. I can use a blur. I can use the radius thing, actually, and fix that. Because I'll push the sides out with the radius, I believe. Like, if I go 5 pixels... Negative 5. Nope. 15. 35. I still have a little bit of a radius there. Huh. Box shadow inset is not going to work for that. Still holding that border radius. That's interesting. Let's go real big. Real big. There we go. Okay. I don't like the extra pixels to make that work, but... Alright, then let's set our color and see. Let's take our background off. Oh, that's where a background shows up on this. So, oh, it keeps cycling through. That's why. I can't. What I need to do is change this to a font related thing so I can zero out the size of that. Huh. So 1M, 2M, like 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. You know, see, we're just cycling it through. The background's just moving through. So making that font related doesn't help me any because it's still showing up. What would help, no, that won't help, is left and right won't change anything either. It's always going to show up that circle. I need to disappear the circle because it's not going to push off the screen. It's just going to cycle around. We could add the sizing, because if I make the background size even bigger, that could push it off. But that seems like a lot of effort for... I'd be better off just writing a different background, you know, and just variabilizing it. Once you're over 9 characters, the variable's better. Yeah, I don't think I can hide it. Okay. Let's quit thinking about this. We'll just do a variable after. I'm not clever. Ploy didn't work. Okay. So that's also really long. Like, I almost would be faster writing a linear gradient because I already have to write a background with this. See that? Let's write a linear gradient. Let's see what that looks like. Linear. And it's going top to bottom, so we're doing this 100 pixels. Let's take this box shadow out. So we have to have a box shadow, so it's just this many characters right here. I don't know how many that is, but let's go this, and then we're gonna do red. There we go, 0. So that's really, because we're getting both backgrounds in with that, and I can get rid of that one box shadow. So I don't know that it's better, but I'm gonna do that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 characters to write that box shadow inset. And if we just count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. This is better. Okay, let's get our box shadow back up. We're just going to write the outer box shadows for this. So we're going to do 2 of these are going to be that brown color. So we will save characters by setting color to that, especially since we can also get rid of the Octothorpe. Yeah, I used the right name. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 10 pixels, and we have that color. Okay, that's the right amount too. Now we're going to do the white one, and it's going to be 0, 0, 0, 30 pixels, right? But we're going to make it white, which we can do #BBB. It's too much. Let's get that one done correctly. Our border radius is falling apart with the box shadow, though. We're going to have to do a border with that one. And then that first box shadow will have to be an inset. The 10 pixels, and I think that'll work. Yeah. Because the box shadow, it kind of loses the border radius the further out you go. And so a circle will end up becoming a square. And that, it just looks like it's becoming a mess. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop this to 70 and 150 like we had it before. Okay. Then the border radius is going to be 20 pixels to get that right. This is going to be 10, and this is going to be inset. And that looks a smidgen better. We fix our linear gradient 130. Yep. That looks a lot better. Okay, and then we can do 0, 0, 0, 30, no, 20 pixels. And let's see if that hits the 100%. I hope so. 99.9, yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, so we don't need to use M for this. No, what are we doing? 200 pixels? Nope, too far. 150, 140, 130, 20, 10, 90, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's right, that one was off. So hopefully that's all I needed to change, and the rest of this is close enough. I can hope, right? 100% it was. Alright. Cool. I think this can be tightened up. Yep. Nothing else can be. Long box shadows, but can't be helped. Not a horrible solution. Not the best solution. I wonder if using an actual border instead of just box shadows. I mean, you write a border for one of these. You figure you have to do border, solid, and then kind of the color. And so it's going to be more than these 3 zeros, the 10 pixels in that. That's probably where I'd end up doing the border, right? And then just have these 2 other box shadows. So I think this is pretty good. 217. I'll take it. Oh yeah, I was gonna rewrite. Well, it's only one background. I don't think I actually save any characters if it's just one background by putting a variable in. Let's leave it. We're gonna leave it for tonight. We're good. Have a good. I don't know. Whatever you're gonna have. If you're watching this tomorrow on Monday, I hope you have a good Monday.